All right, so you're thinking about becoming an anthropology lecturer.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We're talking about like really getting into what it means to be human, you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
inspiring that next generation of anthropologists. And
Yeah.
we've got all these great resources from RoleCatcher,
Absolutely.
career guides, interview questions,
Yeah.
all that to help you get that edge.
All designed to get you ready for that interview.
Yeah, it's like
Right.
anthropology lecturer boot camp.
I like that. Boot camp.
Yeah. So one of the first things you'll probably be asked is like,
Hmm.
what motivated you to pursue a career in anthropology?
Right.
It sounds simple,
Yeah.
but it's your chance to like really shine, you know?
It really is. And it's your chance to kind of showcase that spark that you have.
Right, exactly.
Authenticity is key. Anyone can kind of just rattle off a textbook definition,
Yeah,
but they want to hear your story.
right.
What really got you interested? Was it a book
Yeah,
or a specific lecture, maybe a life-changing travel experience?
right. Or even like
Yeah.
like the combination of a couple of those things.
Absolutely.
And this is where RoleCatcher can really help you tailor your response,
Yeah,
to that specific university or institution you're interviewing with.
exactly. Because, let's say you're applying to a university that's really known for its applied anthropology.
Right.
RoleCatcher AI can actually help you kind of highlight the experiences that show you're interested in using that knowledge for real-world problems.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's really helpful.
It's like having your own personalized strategy session before every interview.
Mm.
Okay, let's go to another one.
Okay.
Can you describe your teaching philosophy?
Ah, yes.
So this one's all about showcasing how you teach
Yeah.
and how you create that positive learning environment.
Right. Like, what kind of learning experience do you want to have for your students? Do you prioritize active learning, collaboration? What about critical thinking?
Mhm.
And how do you make sure that your classroom is inclusive and welcoming? For students of all backgrounds, that's
Right.
really important these days.
Yeah, they want to know that you've thought about this,
Yeah.
and that you are really passionate about creating that dynamic
Yeah,
and engaging learning experience.
for sure.
And RoleCatcher can actually provide some feedback, too, on your response
Absolutely.
to help you refine your language so your message is really clear.
Yes. And compelling. It's like a virtual mentor,
Yeah.
kind of fine-tuning everything for you.
Okay, next question. How do you stay current with developments in the field?
Ooh, good one.
So anthropology is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
So how do you keep up with the trends?
Right. It's all about being a lifelong learner,
Yeah.
So it's crucial to show them how you do that.
hmm And so this is where you can highlight, journals that you subscribe to,
Absolutely.
the conferences you're going to, online forums,
Right.
discussion groups,
Yeah. Or any other, recent discoveries that you're excited about.
right, or research.
Yes. Shows that you're really seeking out that new knowledge,
Yeah.
really pushing the boundaries.
And they might follow up with, what are some of the key challenges facing anthropology today?
Right.
Or like,
Yeah.
what emerging trends are you most excited about?
It's all about showing that intellectual curiosity,
Right.
being invested in the future of the field.
How do you ensure that your teaching is accessible and inclusive for students with diverse backgrounds and abilities?
Really important question.
So this is about creating that welcoming and supportive learning environment.
For everyone, exactly. So think about any strategies that you've used or that you plan to use.
Right.
Do you provide materials in different formats,
Mhm.
flexible deadlines?
Yeah.
What about facilitating dialogues about all those different cultural perspectives?
Right. And be prepared to share specific examples.
Yeah.
So you know that you have that proactive approach.
Mm.
And they might ask, how do you address microaggressions in the classroom?
Right.
Or what strategies do you use to support students who may be struggling?
They really want to see that you're aware of all these issues and that you're actively working towards creating a more equitable and inclusive environment.
Okay, let's dive into technology.
Right.
How would you incorporate technology into your teaching?
Yeah.
This one is all about showcasing that you're tech savvy.
Right. But it's not just about listing all the software that you know.
Right.
It's about being strategic and intentional about it.
Yes, give specific examples.
Right.
Maybe you've used online simulations to bring anthropological concepts to life.
Yeah.
Or created interactive maps.
Absolutely. To explore cultural diffusion.
Right. And how do you use technology to foster collaboration among students?
Right.
Like online forums
Mhm.
or shared research platforms.
Yeah.
And this is where RoleCatcher can shine again.
Right.
You can analyze the job description
Absolutely.
and identify specific technologies.
That are relevant to that specific institution.
Yeah.
So, for example, if the university really emphasizes digital storytelling, The AI can help you tailor your response and highlight your experience maybe with multimedia platforms or video editing software.
It's like having your own personal tech consultant.
Exactly. Helping you craft that perfect pitch.
How do you engage students who may be resistant or disinterested in anthropology?
That's a good one, because not everyone is hooked from the start, right?
Right. Not everyone's going to walk into your classroom and be like, anthropology is my jam.
Exactly. So how do you spark that curiosity?
Right. How do you make them want to learn more?
And, think about those aha moments that you've had in your own journey. How can you recreate those moments for your students?
Right. Maybe through captivating storytelling,
Yeah.
connecting it to current events.
Or even incorporating some hands-on activities.
Right. Or like a combination of all of them.
Absolutely. And don't underestimate the power of your own enthusiasm.
Yeah.
If you're genuinely excited about anthropology, it's contagious.
Right.
It'll catch on.
So we've covered some key questions related to teaching, staying current in the field. Now let's talk about assessment.
Right.
How do you assess student learning?
That's crucial.
This is a big one.
It really is. You have to demonstrate that you understand the different assessment methods.
Right.
How to choose the right approach.
Right.
For different learning objectives.
So don't just say, I give exams.
Yeah. Talk about those different methods.
Right.
Essays, presentations, group projects, even creative portfolios.
Right. And remember, assessment isn't just about grading.
No, it's about providing feedback that helps students learn and grow.
Yeah. And they might ask, how do you provide constructive feedback? Or how do you use assessment data to inform your teaching practices?
Exactly.
So be ready to talk about that.
Be thoughtful.
And RoleCatcher's AI can help you here.
Yes.
Analyzing the job description, the institution's mission statement.
Yeah.
It can help you identify those assessment practices that are most valued.
It's like a backstage pass to the university's assessment culture.
What's next?
Let's do it. I'm feeling good.
You too.
Okay, so this question really gets into the heart of your work. How do you envision contributing to the department's research agenda? So this is where all that prep work you did comes in handy.
Yeah, you got to do your research.
Right, literally.
Before even going to the interview.
Yes.
Dig deep into what they're working on.
Yes.
Faculty publications, recent news.
Along of that.
Right.
It's about showing them that you really care.
Yeah.
And that you're not just sending out a generic application.
Right. You're genuinely interested in their work.
Yes.
And RoleCatcher can help here too, right?
Absolutely. It can analyze those websites, research databases, pulling out those key themes and connecting it to your own work.
So it's like having a research assistant who's already done all the legwork.
Exactly.
So you go into that interview ready to talk about specifics.
Right.
Specific faculty whose research aligns with yours, potential collaborations.
Yeah. You're showing initiative, that you're a strategic thinker, and that you're serious about contributing to their research.
Okay, let's talk about how would you involve students in your research?
Really good question.
This is about mentoring.
Absolutely.
And, fostering that next generation of anthropologists.
Exactly. Think about how you've involved students in the past.
Right.
Maybe field work, lab work.
Data analysis, even co-authoring publications.
Right. Be specific about what roles they played, what skills they learned.
And if you haven't had a chance to mentor students yet, talk about how you would create those opportunities in your future role.
As a lecturer, exactly. So maybe you could envision a student research lab or even incorporate research projects into your classes.
Right.
It shows that you're thinking ahead and that you really value that mentorship.
Okay, let's switch gears.
All right.
And talk about community engagement.
Okay.
How do you see yourself contributing to the department's outreach and community engagement efforts?
Yeah.
So this is all about understanding the importance of taking that knowledge and connecting it with the wider community.
Sharing it beyond the classroom.
Yeah, think about your experiences working with communities, research, volunteer work.
A public education initiative.
Right. Maybe you've worked with a museum.
Yeah.
Curated an exhibit on cultural heritage.
Or worked with a community organization.
Yeah.
To address maybe a social justice issue.
Be specific.
Yes. About the projects.
Yeah.
The skills you've developed.
The impact that you made.
And if you haven't had a lot of experience,
right,
talk about your plans for the future.
Right. Maybe you're going to develop a community-based research project.
Absolutely.
With your students.
With your students, yeah.
Or partnering with local organizations. To offer lectures and workshops?
It's about showing that you're not just interested in staying in the academic bubble.
Right.
You want to use that knowledge to engage with the community.
And RoleCatcher can help you tailor your response here as well.
Yes, it can analyze those mission statements,
Mm-hmm.
recent news articles, even faculty profiles,
Mm-hmm.
to identify the key themes
Yeah.
that will resonate with the panel.
So it's like having your own personal branding expert?
Absolutely. Crafting the perfect message.
Okay.
Ready for some rapid fire.
Let's do it.
Okay. What are your strengths as a teacher?
Okay, so this is all about, those qualities
Mm-hmm.
that make you a good teacher.
That make you an effective and engaging educator.
Yeah.
Think about what your students would say about you.
Right. Are you passionate, enthusiastic?
Do you create that supportive and inclusive environment?
Do you explain complex concepts clearly?
Right. Do you encourage critical thinking, active learning?
Yeah. And choose a few strengths that really relate to that job description.
And back them up with examples.
Right.
Concrete examples.
And RoleCatcher's AI feedback can help here too.
Yes. Absolutely.
Helping you identify which strengths are most valued.
And framing it the right way.
Okay, next one. What are your weaknesses as a teacher?
Oh, this is a tricky one.
Yeah, because nobody wants to talk about their weaknesses.
No, but it's important to be honest and self-aware.
Yeah.
So choose a weakness that's real, but not like debilitating.
Right.
And then talk about how you're addressing it.
Right. So maybe you tend to over-prepare.
Yeah.
And then you can't be flexible in the moment.
Or maybe you're so passionate about the subject that
Yeah.
you kind of forget to check in with the students.
Why are they getting it?
To see if they're following along. Exactly.
The key is to show you're aware and that you're actively working to be better.
Yes. And RoleCatcher can help here too.
Mm-hmm.
It can help you frame it in a way that is honest,
Right.
but also positive.
How would you handle a disruptive student in your classroom?
Ah, yes. Classroom management.
Right.
That's important.
This is about showing that you can handle those tough situations.
Right. And that you can maintain a positive learning environment.
So think about strategies that you've used in the past.
Maybe redirecting the student's attention, addressing the behavior after class.
Right.
Or even involving like the university student conduct office.
And be sure to emphasize that you're committed to creating that safe and respectful environment.
For everyone, yes.
Last one, what are your long-term career goals?
All right, so this one's all about ambition.
Mm-hmm.
Showing them that you see yourself building a career in academia.
Think about where you want to be in 5 years.
10 years.
20 years.
20 years, exactly. Do you want to be a tenured professor?
Yeah.
Lead a research lab?
Write a book.
Publish a groundbreaking book? Yes. Be specific and show them how this lecturer position fits into your trajectory.
And don't be afraid to dream big. Dream big, absolutely. And RoleCatcher can help you align your goals with the opportunities at that institution.
Yeah, it's like having a career counselor.
It is.
Who knows everything.
Who knows the ins and outs. That's a great way to put it.
So we've gone over all those tough questions, explored career paths,
Absolutely.
even seen how RoleCatcher can help.
Yeah.
But before we finish up, I want to go back to those RoleCatcher guides.
Right.
They're not just about the interview.
Yeah.
They give you a peek into the day-to-day of being an anthropology lecturer.
Absolutely. They highlight just how many different things you do.
Right.
It's not just lecturing.
Yeah, you're designing courses, you're mentoring students,
Doing research.
publishing findings
Yeah, even contributing to the wider academic community.
through committees and collaborations.
Absolutely.
It's like being a conductor,
Oh, I like that.
orchestrating this whole learning and research environment.
Yeah, it's a great analogy.
And the academic world is always changing, right?
All technology is changing how we teach, how we do research,
Right.
and there's like this growing need for interdisciplinary approaches.
Absolutely.
So you got to be adaptable, tech savvy,
Yeah,
and ready to work with people from different fields.
for sure. And speaking of collaboration, those RoleCatcher guides also talk about networking,
Yeah.
building relationships with other anthropologists, both inside and outside academia,
Right.
can really open some doors.
Yeah, it's like your support system,
Yeah.
your network,
Sharing insights, offering advice.
collaborating.
Yeah.
And don't forget about those conferences and workshops.
Oh, yeah. Those are great for networking, too.
Yeah, you can connect with other anthropologists.
Expand that professional circle.
So it's about being an active member.
Of the community. Yeah.
Okay, but before we wrap up, I want to ask you something.
Okay.
We've talked about getting the job.
Yeah.
But what about the bigger picture?
Mm-hmm.
Why is being an anthropology lecturer so important?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It's about more than just teaching and research.
Right.
It's about understanding human cultures.
Promoting empathy.
Yeah, cross-cultural communication.
Really contributing to a more just world.
Absolutely. It's about using what we know to tackle those big problems.
Like climate change.
Social inequality.
Conflict.
Yeah.
It's about inspiring that next generation
Right.
to think critically.
To challenge assumptions.
And to use their knowledge.
To make a difference.
So you're not just preparing for a job.
Right.
You're preparing to make a real impact.
That's a good way to put it.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive into becoming an anthropology lecturer.
Absolutely.
We hope you found it helpful.
And don't forget about those RoleCatcher resources.
Yeah, they're a goldmine.
A real goldmine.
All right, until next time.
Keep exploring.
Keep learning.
And keep that spark alive.